big day of giving coverage. And in a moment, we will hear from our COVID-19 Behind Bars project. But I once again want to share with you our event for tonight. Tonight at 7 o'clock, we have our Big Day of Giving fundraiser. The topic is policing and race in America, and we have two amazing speakers. The district attorney from Los Angeles, George Gascon, and the public defender from Alameda County, Brendon Woods. If you want to join us, it'll cost you a $25 donation, although there are low income and student pricing also available. Simply go to bit.ly, bit.ly/Vanguard BDOG, all one word, and you can join us tonight from 7 to 8 for fascinating discussion. So please join us tonight. And we're back with Aparna, who has been heading up our COVID-19 Behind Bars project since really a year ago this time. Aparna, why don't you describe what the project is about, and then you can introduce some of your interns for that.
Yeah, thank you, David. So I started this project in May of last year. I brought this idea to David to start tracking COVID-19 statistics from CDCR and California's county jails. So at the beginning, we were simply looking at the quantitative aspect of COVID in CDCR, and then we quickly realized that there's very little data that's accessible on COVID-19 in California's county jail system. And so at this point, our project has really flourished. We've had a lot of success over the past year. We're doing a combination of quantitative and qualitative reporting from 6 county jail systems in California, particularly Alameda, San Francisco, Santa Clara, Sacramento, Yolo, and Fresno. And Tiffany and Doreen are 2 interns who have focused on Alameda and CDCR specifically. And so they're going to share a little more about what they've been doing so far.
Hi, everybody. My name is Doran, and I'm involved in the COVID-19 project and also Court Watch. So on the COVID-19 project, I'm primarily responsible for reviewing the case management conferences for the Plata v. Newsom case, and I also maintain our data on the CDCR's vaccine rollout. Most recently, I worked on a long-form article documenting staff behavior during the pandemic at CDCR facilities. As someone who's interested in criminal justice reform, working on this project has given me the opportunity not only to be more informed about the ongoings within CDCR facilities, but to see legal advocacy for vulnerable populations in action, particularly through the work being done by the Prison Law Office on cases like Plata v. Newsom. I'm able to engage both substantively with the law, but also highlight and give a platform to incarcerated narratives, which is absolutely vital work that's being done by the team.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Devlin. I'm involved in tracking COVID-19, the COVID-19 Behind Bars project, and I am primarily tracking Alameda County Santa Rita Jail, and I write reports on vaccination rates, testing rates, population increases and decreases, amongst a lot of other data points, alongside doing weekly reporting on what's going on in Santa Rita Jail during the COVID crisis. This project, I feel that I've gained so much experience with reporting and investigative journalism, and have gained so much knowledge on how to write really comprehensive reports and articles that properly address so many concerns involving the spread or lack of mitigation of COVID-19 that's still prevalent in Santa Rita Jail. Working in this project has also exposed me to connecting with other advocates and activists, people from various organizations like Decarcerate Alameda County, SRJ Solidarity, and Interfaith Coalition for Justice in Our Jails. They've also been doing tremendous work to hold Santa Rita accountable and to demand transparency in their data reporting. I think that it's so valuable to make connections with these individuals, especially those who are deeply concerned about the medical negligence in Santa Rita Jail, lack of sanitation, or even like low testing rates among the incarcerated population, or staff testing protocols. And during this project, myself and Aparna have definitely been given the amazing opportunity to actually see results from our work. In one of our articles, we wrote about the wife of a husband that was incarcerated in Santa Rita jail on a probation violation, and he had contracted COVID in the jail. We shared his story and wrote about it, and we contacted the Alameda County Public Defender Brendon to read our article, and he ended up looking into this man's case, and then he was granted release. So I feel like it's a really indescribable feeling to know that we were able to share his story to the public through the power of media, through the Davis Vanguard, and to know that he was released after we shared his story. And I feel like I've had a very positive experience in doing this reporting.
Thank you for sharing all that. Aparna, I think a lot of people haven't quite caught on to the fact that the Vanguard has been doing this for a year, and I know some parts of the state they're following this very closely with all the problems in Santa Rita. Here in Davis, Yolo County has actually done a pretty good job in terms of keeping their jail free, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing in Yolo County is that the jail population has significantly stayed the same throughout the course of the pandemic. What we do see with their data reports is a lack of frequency. So they publish their data every week, which is what they were doing at the beginning of the pandemic, but over time they've slowed down that frequency. There isn't, however, much transparency about the types of testing protocols that they have for staff or the incarcerated population. And so the only statistics that we can really rely on for understanding the extent of COVID is what they're reporting on their website that comes out maybe every month at this point. So based on that information, yes, it does look like things are more under control as compared to other counties. And a big part of that, I would say, is the population being under control.
On the other hand, Sacramento has had all sorts of problems, and you also had all sorts of problems, at least initially, accessing the data even. You want to describe that process?
Yeah, so Sacramento actually at the beginning, I would say between March and at least July, were not publishing any data on their website or even providing data accessibly to the public through emails or other requests. And so we had a few interns who would call up the PIOs or the probation department every couple of days and request numbers. And at least 3 out of 5 calls would be rejected. We would not get any data that we were asking for. And we submitted a couple of PRA requests over that period of time. And that, I would say, really came to fruition. And since then, we've started getting weekly updates on their website. And I think a big part of that is because of the efforts of the Vanguard.
Well, I want to thank you and your team for all your work. You mentioned earlier that you've had as many as 15 interns at a time working on this project, which over the course of a year means quite a few people have come through the program and have done some amazing work. I want to once again invite the public and anyone interested to come to our event tonight. Today is the big day of giving. Any donations that you make will be matched up to $4,000. And to see George Gascon, the LA Public Defender, and Brendon Woods, who Aparna mentioned earlier today, the Public Defender from Alameda County. So to get your tickets, go to bit.ly/Vanguard BDOG, and you can come out and hear a discussion on policing and race. So this has been the Vanguard. We will be back out at 3 o'clock today for more stories. Thank you guys for coming out this morning.